Cape Cod Broadcasting weaves the listening environments of 99.9 WQRC, Ocean 104.7, WFCC Classical 107.5, Cape Country 104, and CapeCon.com's website experience to reflect the lifestyles of the people who live, work, and play on Cape Cod. We hope that you enjoy this podcast.
Welcome into the Sunday Journal. I'm your host, Matt Pitta. Thanks for being with us today. We get together each week to talk about issues facing Cape Cod, the islands, and all of southeastern Mass. Welcome into the program today. We're excited about an event coming up that you want to be at on Sunday, August 2nd. Coming up later today, in fact, perhaps no food is more emblematic of Cape Cod than the stuffed quahog. And coming up today, Sunday, August 2nd, from 1 to 4 at Trader Ed's on Arlington Street in West Yarmouth, the Housing Assistance Corporation is going to find out which restaurant makes the best stuffy. That's right. We call them stuffies here on the Cape, this side of the Cape Cod Canal, as they look to find the best stuffed quahog, all to raise money for a great cause, the Housing Assistance Corporation, which is so involved in so many aspects of the Cape and helping people find housing, stay in their housing, and help people who are struggling regarding housing. And, of course, it's so expensive here on Cape Cod. So this is all about raising money and continuing to help out the Housing Assistance Corporation right here on Cape Cod. It is an inaugural Best Stuffed Quahog contest coming up again at Trader Ed's today. We brought in a bunch of folks to talk about it from Housing Assistance Corporation. We have Chris Kazarian. Chris, it's always good to see you. Thanks for being here this morning. Appreciate it very much.
Good morning, Matt. Thank you.
And Deanna Bussiere. Deanna, welcome in.
Thank you.
Good
morning.
You.
Thank you for having me.
Deanna and I have gathered in the studio many times over the past, well, I won't say how long, Deanna.
No, please don't.
But it's good to see you back here in studio. Thanks for being here today. Appreciate it very much. From Spanky's Clam Shack, right down on the harbor, one of the co-owners of Spanky's, Billy Moore. Hey, Billy, how are you? Thanks for being here today.
It's great to be here, Matt. Thank you.
I've seen your TV ad. Are you going to sing for us at all here?
I tell people I'm a better cook than a singer.
And you brought along your head chef, Skip Secher. Did I get that right, Skip?
That's correct.
Secher?
Yep.
Hey, Skip, how are you? Pleasure to meet you. Thanks for being here today.
Great to be here. I'm looking forward to the competition.
Sounds good. We're going to talk with the folks from Spanky's in a little bit here to find out why they're involved with this event. But first of all, let's start out with our friends at the Housing Assistance Corporation to get an idea of what this event is all about and how it came to be. There are a lot of food festivals, a lot of food, the things that happen on the Cape every single summer, and this is an inaugural Best Stuffed Quahog to raise money for the Housing Assistance Corporation. So Deanna or Chris, whoever wants to take it, let's start there. Where did this whole concept come from to have this little bit of a food festival here in Hyannis to find out the best stuffed quahog? How'd the idea come about?
Well, actually, Julie Wake, who is our Director of Marketing and Communications, we were out one evening with a volunteer at the NOAA shelter, and we just served a meal over at NOAA, and we decided to go out and have a bite afterwards, and we ordered some quahogs, and we were like, wow, wouldn't this be a real cool event to raise some money for Housing Assistance Corporation? And quite honestly, it grew from there, and that's how it all started.
And so the idea was, let's hold a fundraiser, find the best stuffed quahog, and bring some folks together and, see who the best is, right?
Correct.
Chris, as well as with us, Chris Kazarian is with the Housing Assistance Corporation. And Chris, at any event, we always find you with the camera and doing all the social media, et cetera. So tell us what we can expect. What's going to be happening coming up later on today on August 2nd?
Well, people will be able to sample 8 different quahogs, stuffed quahogs from restaurants around Cape Cod. We got, in addition to Spanky's, we have the Improper Bostonian, Lost Dog Pub, O'Shea's Old Inn in West Dennis, Pilot House Restaurant, Red Face Jack's Pub, and the Wicked Quahog, which is from Falmouth. So they'll be able to taste the stuffed quahogs. There'll be live entertainment from 4 guys Cape Cod. There's going to be opportunities for shelfies. I believe Doug, the quahog.
A shelfie?
Yeah, shelfies.
Okay, wait, whoa, stop. What? You just can't say shelfie on my program and not explain what that's about. Is this your version of a selfie?
It's a version of a selfie, but with a stuffed, well, not with stuffed quahog, a quahog. Doug the Quahog will be in attendance. So instead of selfie, it's shelfie. It's a pun.
Are you going to use one of those shelfie sticks that they have too?
We'll try to have a shelfie stick there today.
All right. Now here's the thing. Doug the Quahog is the Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce came up with the idea of. So you're bringing. Let me tell you something. Doug does not make many appearances.
No, he's really he sticks to the beach primarily, and then once a year in the summer, the first day of summer, he comes out. He prognosticates on how many days of summer. Right. I believe 80 days we have this summer of sunshine, and this will be one of them. It looks like it's going to be a great day today.
There's a Doug the Quahog song.
Oh, yeah.
Should we sing that? Doug the Quahog, happy as a clam could be. I'm saying, I just happen to know the Doug the Quahog song. Is it a good idea to have Doug the Quahog in an event where they're going to be cooking quahogs for stuffed clams? Is there some safety concerns that we should be concerned about here?
Well,
you
actually,
want to keep them away from the ovens.
Yeah. And we have our mascot also carrying a sign saying "Eat more lobster."
I see.
Right.
So
Those are great.
So the idea is to have some fun, get some folks down to Trader Ed's, which is a great venue because it's open air. You've got the pool. You can't go in the pool, though. But you've got the pool and then the tents around there, and you can have a great view out on Highness Harbor. So, the idea is to get a lot of folks down there and raise some money. So let's do this for a moment because people listening to this and saying, well, okay, well, sounds fun. I like stuffed quahogs. And by the way, as I said at the top of the show, you can always tell somebody who's from the Cape, and we'll ask Billy and Skip about this in a minute as well. You can tell somebody who kind of knows, they're a connoisseur of the stuffed quahog, because we don't say I'd like a stuffed quahog. They say bring me a stuffy, right? I mean, that's how you know somebody is a real connoisseur. You know that they're definitely not from the area when they say, could you bring me a quahog? Then you know.
Quahog.
Right? Or quahog.
Get a lot of that at the restaurant.
You get that all the time, right?
The Midwesterners.
Could you bring me a quahog or something like that? So let's talk, Deanna, give us a little bit of an overview, though, because we want to know, folks, why we're raising money and what we're helping out with. So you folks are obviously with the Housing Assistance Corporation. Our stations here have been very involved with you guys at HAC for a long time. So tell us a little bit about Housing Assistance Corporation.
Well, HAC is a 41-year-old nonprofit which provides housing services and solutions to those on Cape Cod and the islands. And HAC's programs include developing affordable housing, operating for 4 homeless shelters, holding educational workshops for first home buyers, foreclosure counseling, improving the energy efficiency of homes for low-income residents, and keeping residents in their homes through homelessness prevention.
You know, having been involved with you folks at Housing Assistance for many years, I know one of the issues that you've been big on the last couple of years, and Deanna or Chris, jump in on this, but the issue of prevention and really trying to find a way that, before somebody ends up being homeless, that you guys have a lot of ways to be involved in keeping people from doing that. So let's just kind of talk generally about that concept of, why prevention is a good idea, and we don't want to just, shelter people, once they lose housing, but find a way for them not to lose their housing. How does that, what are your thoughts on that in terms of, why that's important and, why we want to continue to raise money for that here on the Cape?
Well, just simply in terms of numbers, it costs to shelter a family costs $3,900 a month. To keep a family in their home, it costs $1,500. So in terms of the cost savings, there's a tremendous cost savings to keep someone in their home as opposed to the cost for shelter.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big point right there in that, in terms of, when people think about this, well, why should I help out? You're actually, in a way, saving money in terms of being able to keep somebody in their home or their apartment instead of them having to go, to a state shelter or to a hotel or something like that, because it's amazing. Chris, what was that number again? That's just, it's such a vast difference between, basically having someone who's, dealing with homelessness as opposed to giving them some assistance to keep them in their home.
Right. It's $3,900 a month to house a family in shelter. To keep them in their home, it costs $1,500 a month. So it is a huge difference.
And I know you guys have obviously been involved with HAC for a long time, and it's just been an evolving issue. Do you sometimes run into, and I know I do when we talk with people who are visiting us here, we know a lot of folks are visiting right now and listening, they say, well, you really guys have an issue down there when when it comes to housing, and in fact, it's probably more acute here than it is in other places because our housing costs are so high down here, right? I mean, this is a real issue down here on Cape Cod in terms of dealing with the housing issue.
No, it definitely is. We're building 36 units on Nantucket. It's called Saturn's Path, and the average price of a home there is $1.2 million. So the rent there is astronomically high as well. It's about anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 a month. We just held our lottery for the first phase. We have 15 homes that we're building, and I got a chance to speak with one family that was a lucky recipient of the lottery, and they were saying if they didn't get a home, they were planning on moving out. They have 2 kids. They've been on Nantucket for 15 years, and they were having another kid on the way, and they said with the third kid and the cost of rent and living there, it was just unfeasible for them to remain on Nantucket. So that's one family that we're being able to keep on Nantucket, and it's the same everywhere. Not just Nantucket is a little higher in terms of cost, but it's the same everywhere else on Cape Cod as well.
So the money that's going to be raised with this inaugural Cape Cod Stuffed Quahog contest is going to be going to different programs that Housing Assistance Corporation is involved with. So the listeners know that they can come on down today on August 2nd between 1 and 4 Trader Reds, enjoy some great quahogs, and also raise some money for a really important program here on the Cape Housing Assistance Corporation. One thing I always say along the way, having covered this issue for a while, is that you never really know who you're really helping out when you make a donation, help out with your neighbor, your coworker, somebody you bought your coffee from this morning. They may well have been helped out from Housing Assistance Corporation. So this is an issue that's pervasive across the Cape. So, an important reason to come on down and consider helping out with this Stuffed Quahog contest. So let's bring some of our quahog experts in. Billy Moore, as we said at the outset, is a co-owner of Spanky's Clam Shack down on the harbor. And I said at the outset, Billy, I joked with you, but you guys have an ad on cable where you sing, and it's your who else sings with you? Your co-owner, right?
Yeah, my partner, Jeff Spillman.
You guys both, how'd you come up with that? It's kind of funny. I mean, let's be honest, right?
Yeah, it was a jingle that was done, and then we did the commercial with the jingle, and it just worked.
Do people come in and sing the They come in, hey, I saw your ad.
They're always asking Jeff and I, hey, can you sing? Can you sing? And our comment is, well, we're better cooks than singers,
Why'd you get involved with this, Billy?
Well, we were approached, and I said to Skip, boy, this would be a great thing to do. And he jumped at it, too. And, Spanky's is very excited about doing this challenge, and all the causes to raise the money is very important to our area. I mean, every time you come into the Mid-Cape area, you see things that these people need help. So we wanted to jump on the bandwagon and help out as much as we could.
So tell us what you have planned. And maybe this is for Skip. I know you don't want to give away your secrets, Skip. I'm going to try to twist them out of you right now. But Skip Secher,
you won't get them all. People have tried before.
Skip is one of the chefs. Are you the head chef? What should we refer you to?
Yes, I'm the head chef.
You're the head chef at Spanky. So how do you prepare for this? What's your strategy leading up to this afternoon's event?
Well, the strategy is just make your quahog that you've been making all along, and it's one of our favorite appetizers at the restaurant, and it's very popular, and I think I do a pretty good job of it. I've probably been making them for about 45 years or so.
Let me ask you this. Do you guys, so it's one of your more popular appetizers. Do you guys go through like a few dozen every day there? I mean, at least, right?
I just made 400 4 days ago, and now I've got to make 400 more tomorrow.
Oh, my. Wow. That's a lot of stuff going on.
What we do is we sell them by the each, but also we do a twofer.
Right.
Because some people just come in and have the quahogs.
Right.
And they'll eat the 2 of them and be happy,
So I have a question. I've been literally waiting years to find an answer to this because I do love a stuffy, and I'll go around the Cape looking for them. I've had them at your place; they're really great as well. I like it with the drawn butter. I like to slather the thing with the drawn butter. It's probably not good for me, but I still like to do it that way. But do you guys get where do you get the shells? Right? I mean,
you just order
it's funny.
This morning.
I order them along with because I go through so many of them.
You can order them.
I order by the burlap bag.
And so I literally had visions of restaurant owners scouring the beaches of the Cape, trying to find shells where they can put their stuff.
We recycle them. We put them in, sanitization water, running through the dish machine, and as long as they don't crack, you
can keep using them. It's like a dish.
Use them a few times, exactly.
Yeah. It's like a dish.
Yeah.
Now, some people have different tricks with their stuffed quahogs. Some people like them super spicy. They put either a linguiça or a chorizo into it. Other people have different spices. Do you You want to let us in on anything?
Well, I do use linguiça.
You use linguiça?
And I've got a little kick to my quahog.
Yeah.
Mine is not a boring quahog. You're gonna have a little zip there.
Skip's quahogs are not boring. That's what we find so far.
Well, man, I always say that quahogs are like your grandmother's meatball recipe. Everybody makes them differently.
Sure.
And that's what we're going to enjoy.
True.
I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing Johnny Shea today and see all the other people in the restaurant business. We don't get a chance to do that this time of year. So it'd be kind of nice. And to taste everybody else's quahogs. And, I love tasting other people's meatballs. And, same with the quahogs. So.
Are quahog recipes closely guarded secrets? Is it in a vault somewhere in Spanky's that nobody can get their hands on?
Well, the vault is inside my head because nobody else has got it.
If you're just joining us today on the Sunday Journal, we are talking about the inaugural Stuffed Quahog contest that is going on later on today at Trader Ed's, right on Arlington Street down by the water in Hyannis. As we raise money for the Housing Assistance Corporation, we will find out by the end of the day today which restaurant makes the best stuffy this side of the Cape Cod Canal. So, have you done any reconnaissance for the folks at Spanky's? Have you gone to any other restaurants? Have you either gone to maybe O'Shea's, or have you gone to see anybody over at the Improper? Perhaps you went over and over to Red-Faced Jack's at all? Have you done any reconnaissance, brought a quahog back, tried to deconstruct it? No need
to bother. No need to bother. But I have gone and had them at different places, and they're good, but they're a little bit different. Mm-hmm. Like the Pilot House, Bob over there, he's great. He does a nice quahog, but it's different. That's all. And let's see what the crowd likes.
All right. You look very confident, Skip.
Yeah. I should be. I've been making them for 40-something years.
Just to say something, Matt, Skip and I go back over 30 years.
Oh, wow.
We worked together back at the old Windjammer Lounge.
Oh, sure.
And he's got the same recipe today. So, I know he was excited when this was mentioned, and we're looking forward for this afternoon.
Yeah, looking forward to the challenge.
Chris?
Yeah. So I had to write a press release for this event, and in doing so, I spoke with a few different chefs and owners of the restaurants. And I spoke with Andy Murphy, the co-owner of the Lost Dog Pub.
He's a good guy.
And his quote was, "They make the best quahog, not only in Cape Cod, but in North America."
Uh-oh.
Which is a pretty bold statement.
Yeah. Pretty stiff talk.
And then Dan Sawyer, he's with the Wicked Quahog. He also owns Image 76 and Bourne. So they're printing this pretty cool backdrop that people can take photos in front of an illustration that John Sullivan did of the quahog. That's our mascot. And as we're going back and forth with emails, he said, "I'm looking forward to taking home the trophy." So there's a little banter and trash talking, I guess, playful trash talking going around.
But we're looking forward to it. We're going to be down there with you guys a little bit later on today. It is the inaugural Stuffed Quahog contest, all to benefit the Housing Assistance Corporation. It will be down on the Hyannis waterfront at Trader Ed's, right down on Arlington Street in West Yarmouth, and it's going to be a great afternoon. We look forward to folks coming down, and guys, we'd like to thank you for stopping by today. I know that you have a lot to do, Billy and Skip, to get ready for Sunday, so we'll let you guys get at it. We will see you there a little bit later on, and we look forward to it very much. Thanks for coming in studio today.
Well, thanks for having us, Matt.
And
thanks for having us. Thank you.
And Deanna and Chris, thanks for stopping by from the Housing Assistance Corporation. Come on down and help raise some money for a great cause later on today from 1 to 4 at Trader Ed's for the inaugural Stuffed Quahog contest with the Housing Assistance Corporation. We'll see all you guys in just a little while. Bring your appetites, right?
Exactly.
Yes. Sounds good. Thanks for being with us today on this edition of the Sunday Journal. I'm your host, Matt Pittum.
This podcast is a presentation of Cape Cod Broadcasting, which is solely responsible for its content. Thank you for listening. For more information, please visit us at capecodbroadcasting.com.